When God is born within you, for that's the beginning of it all, you first awaken within you, and you do not know you are God. You only know that you have awakened from the most profound sleep ever, and it seemed like eternity. You did not awake on the bed where you fell asleep the night before. You awoke in a tomb, and the tomb is your skull. And you awake within your skull, and you're all alone. There's no one present. But you have a built-in innate knowledge what to do, and you do it, and you come out of your skull as a child comes out of the womb of woman. But you're coming out of your own skull, and you pull yourself out of your own skull. God actually took upon himself the limit of contraction, which is man. Now he is born, the birth being an expansion. There is no limit to expansion. God is forever expanding. And then, at a moment of expansion, he then has a new venture of contraction. Then he expands beyond what he was. Then he contracts. Then he expands beyond what he was. And that is God's play. There is no limit to expansion. He puts a limit to contraction. The limit here is man. So when you break the tomb, you come out and you are God. So when he said to me, I laid myself down within you to sleep. Who said that? The depth of my own soul. The Lord said that. I laid myself down within you to sleep, and as I slept, I dreamed a dream. I dreamed, and I knew exactly what he was dreaming. He's dreaming that he's I. And when the dream is over, we aren't two, we are one. No longer will he simply treat me as something on the outside, an emanation of his. No more the emanation. He cleaves to me, and we become one being. So a man leaves his world, his father, his mother, everyone, and cleaves to his wife. And this is the wife, the emanation of God. Yet, though his emanation, it's his wife until the dream is over. When the sleep is over, we aren't two, we are one. And I know that when I awoke within me, I wonder, how did I get here? Who put me here? For this is the tomb. This is a sepulchre. And only one who thought me dead could have put me here. For this is a tomb, and only the dead are placed in tombs. So someone, I didn't realize then that it was a deliberate act on my own part. I laid down myself. I have the power to lay it down and the power to take it up again. For I am the resurrection and the life. So he entered death's door, the human skull, and laid down in the grave of man. And there he dreams the dream of life. And this is the dream of life. And one day, he comes to the end. And he awakes where? In the tomb where he entered, to find himself there. It was a long dream. Thousands and thousands of years he's been dreaming this dream. You didn't begin in your mother's womb 70 years ago, or whatever year you may be. That's only a garment woven for you. You are eternal. You have no beginning and you have no end. Never was there a time when you were not, nor shall there ever come a time when you shall cease to be. Beginning and ends are all dreams. It seems so real, but they're all dreams. But you have no beginning, no end. And when it happens in you, well, what a joy. I can't tell anyone the emotion that possesses you, and then you really are like one possessed. You walk in the dream of what happened, and you cannot think of anything but, really. You may be diverted for a little while. A small party, a big one would bore you. A few friends, yes. A large crowd, no. It doesn't interest you. A dinner party of a few chosen friends, yes. But to have an enormous crowd, no, that's nothing more than noise. Everyone's trying to, monopolize the entire picture. But a few chosen friends for a party, a delightful evening with words, where you're discussing reality. Wonderful. But after it happens to you, may I tell you, you can't think of anything but, and your dreams are not dreams anymore. Your nights are not what they were prior to that waking. You wake and it's entirely different. And I can't explain to anyone who wakes every day of their life after a night of good sleep that waking in the morning doesn't compare to this. It's something entirely different. As though you had never awakened before in your life. That's what actually you feel like. Something entirely different. But something was said to me just before I took the platform by a very dear friend of mine who was here tonight. Although he will admit to me and to everyone in the world, he is 101% American, but he cannot deny the fact that he has 101% of the Irish background in him too. So he gave me the definition of an Irishman. An Irishman is one who does not know what he wants. And there will be no peace on earth until he finds it. Not exactly his words, he told it much better than that. But that's the essence of it. He does not know what he wants, and there will be no peace on earth until he finds it. Well, that's the whole vast world. Ask him, what do you want? He doesn't really know what he wants, because what everyone wants is to find the Father. And you can't find the Father without the Son. Basically, we're trying to find the cause of the phenomena of life. What makes things happen in my world? He told me, years ago, long before he met me, he had these sort of daydreams of, talking to a crowd. Maybe going on radio. Maybe on TV. Here out of the blue, someone came into his restaurant in Ojai and offered him a series of lectures here in New Mexico. Possibly to send him into Arizona. She can arrange other things for him. And the whole thing is done. But he remembered these daydreams. Most of us don't remember. And when we are confronted with our own harvest, we deny it's our harvest. So I tell you, there is no such thing as an accident in this world. No. There is no such thing as a natural cause. Every natural effect has a spiritual cause. That is an imaginal cause, and not a natural. A natural only seems. It is a delusion of our fading memories. We can't remember when we set it in motion. He remembers that long before he met me in San Francisco, that this happened back east, this daydream of his, and now, suddenly, out of the nowhere, a seeming stranger comes into his world, listening to him in his restaurant, carried away with what he had to say, the way he said it, is moved to arrange this thing for him. He doesn't have to lift a finger to do it. It all will be done for him. So I say, dream noble dreams. Wonderful dreams. If they don't come to pass tonight, tomorrow, or next week, you keep on dreaming them. But try to put yourself into the dream as though it's taking place. And try to live in it. Be possessed by the dream. And see the whole thing unfold within you in this world of Caesar. Always bearing in mind the real dream. It must come to an end only when it's fulfilled. And the story is the fulfillment when you awake. For resurrection is waking. It's not gathering dead bones together and putting flesh on it. It's simply awakening. You are sound asleep and you awaken like a man out of a deep, deep sleep to find yourself in a tomb. But you have the strength to break the bonds of that tomb and to come out of that tomb. And when they come to search for the body, they've taken away the body. They only knew you by reason of the body that you wore, and that's taken away. They can't see you. Him they could not see. But he was fully aware of everyone round about it, in spite of all the pain you've gone through and all the horrors of the world. For this is a nightmare. Can't confine it only to the night, it's a daymare too, with most people. So I tell you, at the end, it's not a reward, it's simply victory. You had plotted and planned the whole thing before you entered the tomb. You prepared a way for your own return to whom? To yourself. I came out from the Father, and I came into the world. Again, I am leaving the world, and I am returning to the Father. And that's the story of this week. So as far as Friday goes, Good Friday, save your tears. The crucifixion is over. And it was a voluntary act on your part, which is God's part. You laid yourself down in a tomb for the purpose of dreaming the dream of life. And in that dream, you suffered. You knew you would. As you're told in the 24th chapter of the book of Luke, again you're told it in the 18th for that matter, but the 24th. O foolish men and slow of heart to understand all that the prophets have written and said about the Christ. Was it not necessary that Christ suffer these things and then enter into his glory? It's part of the training. These are the furnaces. Now let us go into the silence.
now.